kind of like changed my like feeling to music. I kind of felt more like music is with me now, like I'm in it now, because I feel like I am myself. Yeah. And I feel like once you figure that out, like a lot of life starts to kind of line up for you.
I'm Styles with SipWithStylez podcast. I'm here today interviewing all the artists, all the backup staff, and honestly, I'm just the face in front of the camera to give you guys a good energy. Follow me at Styles Solo on Instagram. I love that every time. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Styles from SipWithStylez, and we are here with Levi, the MC, the man himself of the taste of music. Now, Levi, the roaring question is, why are you in Crocs right now?
I didn't know we were going to talk about out the gates, bro.
Out the gates? I told you I was going to work it in there.
My man said work it in
and
did it at the top.
No better time than the present, sir.
Man. Quick story. I was trying to be a hero, trying to be a good boyfriend for my girl, get her some chicken tenders.
Because let me tell you something, chicken tenders will buy you happiness. Don't let no one tell you otherwise.
It's true. She was happy with the chicken tenders, yo. And then I just ran my foot into the concrete on the way back. So had to limp in. But the chicken tenders were safe. My toe was not. And that's why I'm wearing Crocs today.
And that's why you are loved. But let's just jump right in. Now, we know you're the energy and the driving force of the show as the MC. But can you tell us how you got into music? Because I don't know if a lot of the people even here know that you do music.
I do.
So let's talk about how you got into music and what developed your love for that.
Oh man. Well, we grew up in a really religious household. Basically it was like we were all like super Christian. I think I started to find my love for music around like grade 6. I must have been like 11 or so, something around that ballpark. Maybe a little bit younger. It used to be like running a lot of concerts in my head, and then my parents bought me my first guitar when I was 13. And I've been learning to play. I played like a bunch of Christian music, like everything from like all the white Christian bands, you know what I'm saying, like Hillsongs and Jesus Culture and Bethel and so on and so forth. So that was where my real passion like developed. And then after like I left church and like Christianity as a whole, I continued music. So I felt like it was like really therapeutic, and it's just something that I felt like I was kind of like born to do. You know what I mean? I've always debated between whether taking it like professionally or just keeping it as a hobby, but I feel like you can't really do everything you love for monetary gain. It might take away the fun of it. So I was just kind of like really particular about keeping my music kind of
as a hobby down low.
Yeah, but if I get paid to gig, I'm not going to turn down the dollar, but like
that's not your reason to wake up and go to the studio. That's not your reason to play the guitar. Is the money.
Exactly.
So how do you feel that the environment of Brampton and the church helped shape you after you left Christianity?
Oh yeah, my music sense, 100%. Yeah. Like just the quality of music, because I firmly believe that like the best singers, the best musicians come out of church. Like there's no like refuting that. Whether it's a white church, black church, doesn't really matter. Mostly the black church though, to be honest. Like it's just the depth of the quality, the soul, like the deepness of it, the reverence for their God and stuff like that, like really brings out such passion, So like, you listen to how they talk about, oh, that's flat, that's sharp, and you get used to that lingo. You get used to like, the different like, I don't know, playing in pocket, the shots, whatever. You get used to all the language and how it's supposed to sound. And then you take those skills and you go in, and I kind of made it my own after that. So that's kind of how it shaped me. Yeah.
So would you say that coming up with not only with the knowledge and the know-how, but the space to practice, the space to grow, the space to learn. Let's say you go into the studio now. How has that shaped you just knowing? Like,
being in the studio?
Yeah, being in the studio and just knowing, because a lot of guys, when they go in, they don't know. They don't know what things are supposed to sound like. They don't know. So let's say, for instance, if you were talking to a younger artist, what would you say the benefit of the know-how is?
Yeah, the benefit would be like, first of all, your studio session lasts shorter, which means that you pay less. Second of all, you're the director of your song. So imagine like you're producing a movie, but your actors are the ones that are producing the movie for you. Like the movie wouldn't come out the way you've seen it, right? It's the same thing in the studio. If your producer is like taking the head lead of everything, like all the way through, it's almost like it's not your piece anymore. It's theirs, because they were the ones that made it. But when you know, it's like you can take more control, more power over your art. And I firmly believe like owning the rights to your music, so on and so forth, it goes everywhere. You should have full control of it's yours, right? So, and then now you and your producer become co-creators, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I feel like the power of knowledge brings you, right?
And I feel like all the great music minds had, I don't even want to talk about people that we know like Michael Jackson, but let's like, for instance, the James Browns. James Brown used to get ridiculed for how he played music because it wasn't on time. It wasn't on the time that you were supposed to be on, right? But his ear heard better because he had the know-how and he started applying it. So it's good that you were able to take control. But let's jump ships and, you know, you're the MC of the whole festival. Yeah. First of all, let's talk about how that makes you feel. How does it feel knowing that this is going to be something new, something different, and you get to be the forefront of it?
Oh yeah, like chatting with the whole like Tom staff, like I realized like, yo, honestly, like this is about to be legendary. Like I don't feel like I've heard anything like this in like the whole like of the GTA. So I'm just like, it feels honorable, to be honest, that they looked at me and they're like, yo, I want you to MC, because I'm the vibes guy. If my vibe is off, the whole night is set off. You know what I mean? So if my vibes are proper, then it makes the crowd, you know, gets out of their awkwardness faster. Like it's a lot of power, but it's also a lot of responsibility. You know what I mean? So I feel honored that they seen that like I would be someone who was fit for that.
But definitely you got that vibe, you got that energy. But being a master of ceremonies isn't something you just jump into. How did you start, and then how did you, like, we know how you got the love for it because you're the vibes guy, but how did you start even just saying I'm gonna be an MC?
Oh man. Okay, 2016, right? My aunts, they seen something in me and they were like, all right, so you're gonna host this event, like, out of the blue. I was like, I don't know a thing about MCing. But when I got up there, people were laughing. They were having such a good time. And I was just like, oh, this is actually kind of nice. Then from there, like, more opportunities came about. Then I got the opportunity to host Pride for CCAS, the Catholic Children's Day Society. Okay. So they have like a whole function every year. And I've been hosting there since 2018. So it was like an ongoing gig. And then from there, it was like bigger stuff. Like Dynasty had a show a little while back. And I got to host there, and I think that's where I met with Danita and everything. So that was like really, really dope. So it was just like the more I went out there, the more opportunities started opening up. And then people just really like me, and that feels pretty nice. So
and it's just like you said, having that control of the room, being able to literally just go like this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Explain to us how you feel when you're controlling the vibes of the room, like. If you can see that people aren't necessarily intrigued, what goes through your head? How do I intrigue these people?
Oh, dad jokes.
Yeah?
That's the secret.
Give us a dad joke.
I don't know if I got one off rip.
You don't got a dad joke?
I got one off rip. I'm not going to lie.
That's crazy.
I know. But I usually like hit a Google real quick. I'm like, you guys want a dad joke? They're like, yeah, because they don't expect it. They're just like, what? What do you mean a dad joke? And they already start smiling. So they're already intrigued. Like, what's this guy going to say? Some of the jokes bomb, but that's the point of dad jokes. They're supposed to be really bad. And they're so bad that you're uncomfortable and you kind of laugh, but then they're good. It's a weird mix of emotions, but it gets them out of their awkward space that they're in and back into the present moment. Because it's like, you know?
That's very facts. Now, over the phone, we spoke about something very, very powerful and very dope, and something I'm more excited to hear more about. Let's talk about your journey of self-discovery.
Oh, man.
And what that's been like for you and how it's helped you in your craft.
Okay, self-discovery. That's a good one. Like my transition or like just regular?
Hey,
like whatever works?
Whatever you're comfortable telling the people.
Cool.
Whatever you're comfortable telling the people.
Cool. Self-discovery. Okay, so I want to say it started off with like my blackness. I know that sounds like really weird, but like growing up, I grew up in a really predominant like white neighborhood, like white area, and like I always wanted to be white, like just super, like everything was like whiteness all the time. I got like made fun of a lot for being dark skinned. I love it now, but like it took a while to get here, and I think a lot of dark skinned kids from like you know from like the early 2000s and on kind of can reminisce with that. Like kids at school are just horrible, you know what I'm saying? They'll make you feel really bad for certain things. So basically like that's how it started. I was like, okay, like being black's actually kind of a bop. Like I'm kind of into it, like you know what I mean? And learning about Black history and learning about like how a Black dude invented peanut butter and all that kind of stuff. Like just the little stuff that you don't get to learn beyond the girl who I forgot her name, goodness, who was like the hair care lady, like the epitome.
Oh, Madam
CJ Walker. Yeah, that girl. And like Harriet Tubman and all like the Rosa Parks, like the typical, the Bob Marleys, if you will, of like the Black community, if you will.
The
like,
icons that are well known.
Yeah, the icons, exactly. And I'm like, I wanted to know more. So then 2017, like I got into learning about Malcolm X, and I watched the Malcolm X documentary, and after that I was like, I'm sold, I'm Black forever. Like I was like really into it. And then 2018, I kind of like 2017, 2018, I kind of discovered that I was trans and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Okay, like this makes sense. It kind of aligns up with everything I've always been feeling in like in my younger years. And then that kind of like changed my like feeling to music. I kind of felt more like music is with me now, like I'm in it now, because I feel like I am myself. Yeah. And I feel like once you figure that out, like a lot of life starts to kind of line up for you. Because it's like a lot of the times I feel like the reason why I was lost because I didn't know who I was on the inside. And I'm still kind of struggling with that now, but at least I got the bulk of it out of the way. And the rest of it is just about like taking life one day at a time and kind of figuring things out from there. And that's kind of how it really integrated into my music. Like it became like a source of therapy, but also source of like expression. I wanted to like, now I kind of want to like explore different styles of how I do music and like really just dive into all of those things. And I think those opportunities wouldn't have been like afforded if I didn't, you know, do that first primary self-discovery. So yeah, that's kind of how it
I think it's so dope that you say that, because now I feel like even how you speak about yourself now, and probably if you look back about how you spoke about yourself then, you probably wouldn't feel as comfortable.
No.
And I think it's so dope that you have that comfort and that love for yourself, because now I'm sure when you go and you record, or even when you go and you want to play the guitar, you feel more, like you said, aligned.
Yeah.
Right? So it's so dope to see. And I want to give you your flowers for your courage. And we want to thank you for everything that you do.
Thanks, man.
And letting us get to know you today.
Thanks, man.
Everybody follow Taste of Music TO on Instagram. The event is February 24th. Tickets are coming soon. Take care.
Peace.